What you got there?
Almond Joys. You like coconut?
Do they bring you joy?
Do you like Coco's nuts?
I like Coco's nuts.
That's what I
Sometimes
heard.
you feel like a nut.
Sometimes
All
Is
right.
this a CTF number
15?
15. 15 chewing the fats? CTFs? That's amazing.
Have you watched all this Chewing the Fats?
And I think
You need to get a life.
I think with this one, so all 15, I think total we got like 170 views. I mean,
And you subtract us watching it, it's probably about 20.
Exactly. I mean, just shy of the backpacking podcast.
But they're fun. And
fun.
it seems like those 5 people that watch them really like them.
Yeah, exactly. And so those of you who do watch, thank you so much. Those of you who follow Midwest Backpackers channel, thank you on behalf of Almost. Those of you who follow Rob Pelton, thank you for following my channel as well. Links to my channel down in the description of this video. Be sure to hop on over there and check that out.
Speaking of your newly named Rob Pelton
YouTube
YouTube channel.
Yeah, I changed my YouTube channel name. Why? I don't know. Cause
When are you going to have a new logo?
I'm working on a new logo now. All my design software is on my laptop. My laptop is from 1974, so it takes. I turned on my computer last November, and I think it's just about to boot up now.
So
So I'll be able to fire up my Illustrator.
We should use your laptop for our next live stream.
Oh man, no, man.
Hey, this is 10 years old as well.
See, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's why the live stream didn't work. So,
Yeah.
all right, buddy.
All I know is I do enjoy doing those, even though I'm like 40 minutes away. How far am I? I'm far. And I come out here and I have to sit here and wait for him to fiddle with all this shit, and it never works.
Hey,
I love you, man.
you didn't have to wait at all for this one.
No. No.
So, today we're going to do something that is going to make Rob really uncomfortable, which should be
That's hard to do.
enjoyable for me. I know how much Rob enjoys fantasy football and just sports ball in general. So today we are going to do a fantasy backpacking draft.
Do they actually still play football?
They do.
Minnesota still have a team?
They don't believe in Corona. Yeah, we've won how many Super Bowls?
Exactly. I don't play fantasy. I don't know if
At least
I
fantasy
know
football.
I know it's out there. I know there's drafts. I know people get really into it. I don't give two shits.
He doesn't know much about sports ball, but
I can play it. I'm very athletic. But
So,
all this, I don't know.
I suggested this idea to Rob that we do a fantasy backpacking draft where we get to draft the best months to go backpacking, and we're talking about backpacking in Minnesota, in the upper Midwest.
Okay.
So I told Rob, let's do that, and he said, I have no idea what a fantasy football draft even means.
Never done one.
So I
don't
told him, we'll do a snake draft, and he's like, dude, what are you talking about?
I know what snake seeding is, but
So basically, there's 12 months, right? Last I checked.
mm-hmm.
And
According to the Mayan calendar, yep.
we're going to do this like if you had to pick 6 months, those are the only 6 months you could go backpacking, and I have to pick 6 months, and those are the only 6 months I can go backpacking. Which months would you pick? And what they do a snake draft is I'm going to give you, I've got a sheet here, I'm going to give you the first pick. You get to pick your very favorite month.
Can we not choose the same months?
We cannot change the same months. It's
Okay.
kind of like in fantasy football where
Exactly.
you're picking your players. Somebody else picks your player. You can't pick that person.
Okay, so I see the list here. He's got my team on that side and his team on this side.
Team Krusty and Team Almost.
Could you redo this? This is bothering me. Okay, I got it.
So,
Okay.
so you're going to pick 1. I'm going to pick 2, 3. You're going to pick 4, 5. I'm going to pick 6, 7. You're going to pick 8, 9.
Okay.
10, 11. And then you pick 12.
Okay. Fair.
So, and we're going to keep track, and I'll put some fancy graphic on here of just like a draft of what goes first. And the The way that I'd like to do it is you're going to describe that month without actually saying the name of the month, and we're going to kind of try to guess. And why you're picking that month.
Okay. All right.
So
I already have my month.
Yep. So I'm gonna keep track of what months you pick. You're gonna just cross these out once they're taken, so we don't try to take.
But you got to figure out what it is, right?
You have to. Yeah. You have to. I'll have to figure out what it is.
Okay.
And there's 12 choices right now.
Very good. Wow. Okay. So my first pick, and I can't say the month evidently. It's very. I can give away this month just like this. But the reason why I'm picking this month is because it's cooler weather. All right. It's not a month that's too cold where it starts to get really uncomfortable and sub-zero, but it's also late enough in the year where a lot of the bugs die off and the heat of the day and the humidities of the day aren't there. It's just that really special month where the leaves start changing and everything is absolutely gorgeous. It's before Thanksgiving, okay? It's after Labor Day. Halloween falls in this month. That's the dead giveaway, okay?
See, you had me when you started saying the leaves start changing.
Okay, no, you're right. They're full blown. They're full blown. Change. You're hiking in a fire forest of leaves, and it's amazing. So, what month is this?
October.
Very good.
Which was also my number one pick. So October, also, you could be walking through dry leaves.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yep, the start of the moose mating season. Not that you care.
I hope not.
It is.
Another great thing about October is the days are shorter, but not super short.
Right. Well, daylight savings hasn't happened yet. That comes in November, so you'll still get later days.
But if you want to build a campfire, you don't have to wait till 9 o'clock at night.
Correct. Exactly. So October is probably the single best month in Minnesota to hike. It's usually drier. It's not muddy. Like I said, we may not even had a frost yet overnight. No bugs. I mean, it's the perfect month.
Well, in a lot of these months, when I was trying to decide which ones I was going to pick, the beginning of the month and the end of the month are a lot different.
Yes, they are.
Where even in October, I would say the beginning part of October is the prime time.
Yep, agreed.
The bad part is it's the prime time for everybody else, too.
Everybody.
So this last year with COVID, we didn't go to Superior Hiking Trail in October. We went to the Boundary Waters.
Yep.
And it was cold.
It was cold.
That was October, right?
I don't remember.
It was.
Yeah.
Because it was
Halloween. It was Halloween. That's right. I was going to bring like a squirrel suit.
And there was ice. There was ice on the lake and snow and everything.
I remember.
So
I remember.
A lot different than the beginning of the month.
Right.
All right. So don't look at my cheat sheet over here.
Okay.
So I get to pick 2 and 3.
Oh.
I get 2 picks in a row.
That's the snake pick. Okay, I got it. That makes sense.
So my first one, like the one that you picked, temperatures are starting to cool off, but not too cold. It can actually be very warm at the beginning of the month. Cool enough for a campfire. Leaves are starting to turn.
I already know what month it is.
Less rain than other. We didn't talk about October. There's not as much rain.
Right.
It's a good month to crush miles because the leaves aren't on the ground yet, and it's cooler and there isn't a lot of rain. But the campsites are busy.
That's right. It's got to be September.
September it is. See, my computer even beeped because I knew you were right.
Right. Bing.
September. So I would be curious from people who don't live in Minnesota to hear about what your best months are too.
Yeah, like Georgia, it's got to be like August, right?
Well, even when we go down to Ozark Highland Trail, it's March,
right,
or something.
Yeah, I get it.
Or
right. September, yeah, that's a great month. You even have Labor Day's in that month as well, right? So usually there's that 3-day weekend right in the beginning. Kids are usually
back to school.
Yeah, get back to school. Yeah, so there's after Labor Day, a lot of these trails get a little less busy. But yeah. All right,
and I mean, it's still a little warm, and you aren't getting the fall color rush up there yet. So, All right, number 2 was September,
Right.
which is my top pick in the draft.
Okay.
Number 3, you can see through the trees. All the leaves are gone. You still might be walking through dry leaves early in the month. Late in the month, there's a good chance of snow on the ground. Cold, not too cold. Good campfire weather. Probably need your 20-degree quilts.
Probably.
Pretty dry, no bugs. If you go up to the boundary waters, it's going to be winter, but not 4 feet of snow winter,
Right.
not 27 below winter,
Right.
but it'll look like winter for your video.
Sure. Sure. That makes sense.
Thinner ice, not too much snow.
Okay. Does this month begin with an N and end with an R?
Sure.
November.
Yes. All right.
All right.
So there's number 3. November. Championship. That's something they say in fantasy football. Championship. I'm winning.
Okay, so now we're getting to the slim pickings here.
Yeah, in fantasy football, your first like 3 or 4 picks are easy.
Of course.
It's when you get down to your last picks that you have to be creative.
Okay.
But pick number 12 is not going to be too hard for you.
No, exactly. Exactly. All right. So my second pick in the number 4 overall, it's a toss up. It's a toss up, and it's all weather based, right? All of these are weather based essentially, because it really dictates your conditions on the trail. Not only air temperature, but
Daylight.
trail conditions, everything. So this is a toss up between 2 months. And I'm going to go with the former only because this month is going to be a lot less sloppy. It's you're still cooling down, okay? We are actually getting cold now. We're going to be in your teens and those kinds of temps. Chances are there's probably going to be a snow on the ground, but not all the time. Not all the time. There are times of the year where a big snow just hasn't fallen. It is a holiday that has... a month that has one big holiday on it, probably the biggest holiday, and I'm choosing this one because it's getting colder, not getting warmer out just yet. I think I would prefer to hike during this month as opposed to my next pick. So, yeah.
December.
Mainly because, like I said, it's going to be drier out. There should be some snow on the ground, but nothing too terrible. Again, no bugs. Bears should be starting to hibernate. Or at least searching it. I prefer hiking and camping in cooler weather as opposed to warm weather. And this is late in the year. Actually, it is the latest in the year you can get. So that's going to be my number 2. Top overall 4.
Again, it's a lot like November where it's kind of early winter. But even if you went up on the Spear hiking trail, there shouldn't be a whole lot of post-holing through deep snow.
Shouldn't be.
But don't plan on doing a lot of miles.
Right, exactly. So
You can see through the trees again.
Yeah, you can see through the trees, for sure. But then, campfire weather, you're going to want a campfire. For sure, because now daylight savings has happened. The days are shorter, for sure. So big mile days aren't going to necessarily happen, unless you hike really, really early or fairly late. But yeah, December.
You don't have to worry about sharing your campsite a whole lot.
No, there's nobody out there, and that's what the nicer thing is. So that leads me to my number 5 or my number 3, which is overall 5, right? So
Pick number 5.
This gets a little...
Is that kind of like Mambo number 5?
Yeah, Mambo number 5. I am going to say this is... at this point, things are starting to warm up. Things are starting to thaw out. Conditions are usually still a little messy with the snowfall, but you should start getting some really nice temperatures, like highs in the 50s, 60s, lows still probably close to hovering right around freezing. And it's also the same month as my birthday. where I turned 45 this year.
Again?
45. But yeah, so that would be. I mean, now we're moving into spring.
This one surprises me.
Yeah.
Not that you're 45. But,
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Reach. That's what they say in fantasy football when you draft something too high.
Yeah. All right. Reach.
And that's another strategy in fantasy football is if there's like a great player that you don't think that the other person's going to pick, you don't pick it at number 3. You wait till like 6 because you can't. But
there's a reason behind it, and I'm sure we'll get into it.
I'm guessing that you're picking April?
I am picking April.
Because I know when his birthday is.
That's right. I figured as much.
I'm a very sensitive guy.
Yeah, April.
Can I tell you that April was my number 12?
Really? Nice. Or you mean was your number 12?
Well, it's like the lowest on my cheat sheet of any month.
And how's that? Why is that?
April, it's either icy or muddy. Trails are crap. They tell you in like Spear Hiking Trail to not go on the Spear Hiking Trail in April for leave no trace.
Oh, sure. I wasn't thinking. It's funny. A lot of these decisions are based around the Spear Hiking Trail. I was actually thinking about south, but yeah.
South, like down around here?
Yeah. Down around here, down in some of the state parks in the south of the state. Because I'm just not used to going up to SHT at this time of the year. Yeah. And the bugs aren't here yet.
Yeah.
The bugs are not here
yet. That's good. It'll still be muddy.
Yep.
Your campsite's going to be muddy.
Yep. Hammocks.
There'll probably be some snow or some ice around, and you know your
not crowded.
Your
still.
chair may sink into the mud, even though you have PVC pipes on it.
May or may not. Exactly. So that's the overall 5. My third.
I mean that one. It's tempting because April is the month that people start getting excited that they want to go out and go camping.
Correct.
It's warm out.
Yep.
But the problem is that you don't remember in the woods with somewhat of a canopy, there's still snow on the ground.
A lot, yep.
Even though your yard in the streets don't have any snow, out in the woods it does.
It's also a transition month for fishermen. Can't be on the ice, but the water's not quite open yet. So everyone's sitting there with their boats and their ice houses, and they can't use either right now.
And, yeah, I mean, that brings it back to boundary waters.
Yeah.
You can't really go up there because the actual trails are going to be icy from people walking on them and melting and refreeze.
Yep.
And the lakes are probably going to be super slushy, so you can't walk on those. So, all right, you can have April.
Okay. I'm taking it.
All right, so let's go back up to the good picks.
Yeah, there's a couple really good ones in here.
That's part of fantasy football is you have to talk trash the whole time.
I know.
Right?
No, that's all right.
TJ, who's your mama?
All right.
Another sports
Makes no sense.
That you don't.
The dick measuring contest. Or...
I win. Only some people will get that joke.
I know.
Anyway, let's see here. Okay, my number, I should say the number 6 pick in the draft, which is my third pick. There might still be some snow on the ground. Probably lots of mud. Mm-hmm. Not many bugs. It can be really warm towards the end of the month.
This was where I was battling.
Good distance hiking month towards the end of the month, even though it might be a little bit muddy. The weeds haven't grown too tall yet. Hopefully trail maintenance has been out to clear the trees by this time from the winter. There's also a 4-day weekend towards the end of the month.
Yeah, there is. Yep.
What is my pick there, Krusty?
I was battling between April and May. Got to be May. May's a great month. But May, you ever heard of the mayfly hatch? You ever heard of that? So May can be...
Bugs don't bug me.
They can bug me. That's why they're called bugs. That's the weather is usually good, but like I said, that's when a lot of the fresh hatchings come out. And bugs, for some people, they can drive you mad. I mean, it doesn't matter how nice it's out, but if the bugs are just flying into your...
I've seen you sometimes with your bug net.
Oh, just, yeah, and... Yeah. So and that's the only reason why I put April above May is because of the potential bugs. Now, does it always happen? No, it doesn't. But when it does, and they swarm.
So most of the time
it.
that I've went in May, they were solo backpacking trips.
Yeah.
And when I'm on solo backpacking trips, I'm usually hiking longer miles, and the bugs don't bug me while I'm walking.
Well, no, yeah. As soon as you stop, though.
As soon as you stop and you're to camp, they can be terrible. And a lot of times when I'm solo backpacking, I set up camp, I eat, and I'm in my hammock.
Right.
With a bug net. So there isn't as much time for those bugs to bug me.
Okay.
So anyway, May is nice because it can get. I'm more sensitive to heat. Well, you're pretty sensitive to heat too.
Yeah, I am.
But May's good because it's not super hot yet, and usually there's a little bit of mud, but it's starting to dry out.
Right.
So, all right, I get 2 picks in a row here. Let's see here. December was my next pick, but that's gone. Off the board.
You got a whole strategy. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been around me enough.
So what dictates a win? Do we win? Is there something to win?
I'm going to win. Yeah, I can already tell you that. April.
Who's the deciding factor of winning, though?
Oh, maybe they should tell that they should decide.
Why?
They should decide.
They're going to pick you. This is on your channel. Ding dong.
But a lot of people don't like me.
That's true.
All right. So my next pick, I get 2 in a row here, remember? This is pick number 7, which is actually number 7 on my board. No, it's not. No, my number 6 is still there. All right. So it's cold.
Okay.
It'll be more camping, not hiking. Navigating the Spear Hiking Trail will be harder in spots due to the snow, so you can't go a long ways. Lakes up in the BWCA should be okay to walk on. If you have the proper gear and the proper clothes, you should be good. And the trails will be empty. Maybe on the Spear Hiking Trail, there'll be some day hikers on weekends. But it's better than some later winter because it's not quite as cold. At least I don't think so. I might be wrong on that.
Well,
I don't think it's the coldest month of the year.
I don't think. My guess is January.
Correct.
Right. There is something called the January thaw, where it actually does. The mercury rises a little bit and then plummets right back down again. New Year's, day falls in there as well. The very first holiday of the year.
And there's another holiday in there, Martin Luther King or President's Day, one of those holidays where I get off work.
Yeah, where actual people who work don't get that day off. So, all right, January. January is actually is a pretty good month. I would not argue with that.
Much better than April. I'm just saying.
Arguably.
Well, see, here's the part that is going to screw up the judging. A lot of people think that we're crazy for going camping in January and February when it's 20 below out. And they're going to be biased and not want to pick the teams with those months.
I see. That makes sense. Is that why you had me pick first?
But you know what? You're wrong.
Okay. All right. My 4th pick, 8th overall, right?
Yeah, you got 2 in a row here.
8 and 9. Now, here's where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. I already know which month is going to be last. No, not necessarily.
No.
Not necessarily.
You don't, because the last pick was already taken at number 5 by you.
April's not that bad of a month. We'll see. We'll see when I turn 45 where I go. Okay. Cold, not so cold, or hot? That's what
That's all the description of this month?
No, exactly.
You get all 3 of them? Oh.
So, we're definitely going to be on the warming trend. We are definitely seeing your 70-degree days creeping up into 80, especially on the North Shore. We still have some cooler nights. I've had very buggy and 0 bugs in this particular month. It just depends if it's been a dry spring or a wet spring.
You said 70 or 80 degrees? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely see our 70.
Okay.
Maybe a day up in the 80s. I mean, not cold. not cold. I mean, you could. I mean, if you brought a 20-degree underquilt, I mean, easy, no problem.
70 or 80 on the North Shore or down here?
Down here. So on the North Shore, you're probably looking at 60.
Okay.
60. You might. 70 would be a far reach, but I mean, just summer is basically knocking at your door at this point.
Okay. And you know May's already been taken.
Wow, very good.
Okay. Because that's the way that I would describe May. Are you talking about June?
I am talking about June.
See, I think June's a little warmer than that.
It depends. I mean, this last year, it got hot really fast this past year. But, yeah, June. June would be it, for sure.
So, again, not the same order. That's what makes this fun. Trying to see here where I put June. Oh, is it right around there?
Yeah, you
there might still be a little mud.
Yeah, a little bit. Just dry out, though.
So here's a negative, since I'm trying to make you look bad and me win, right?
Right.
Longest days of the year.
Yeah.
Which some people say, oh, I get to walk further, you know. But if you enjoy a campfire...
Longest day in the year is in July, isn't it?
Isn't the spring equinox the longest?
No, it's a summer equinox, but...
Is it? Okay.
Look it up.
Yeah, he knows stuff. So, anyway, it's still pretty long days.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind long days. More time at camp.
Yeah.
More
Unless
time
you're
on
with
trail.
people like him. You can crush miles since it's longer.
If that's something you want to do, sure.
You can. Again, the weather is variable here, where in June it could be 40 degrees, it could be 100 degrees.
Yeah, very easily. It could still snow in June. It has.
I would say June up on the North Shore is better. Again, you're going to have those bugs like we talked about for May.
Yep, but like I said, I've been up there where I was prepared for the bugs and didn't see one.
Campsites could be busy.
Yeah, just starting to get busy, sure.
But, you know, they're not too bad.
Not yet.
I don't know in these pandemic times what they're like up there, but usually in June they're not too bad.
Yeah. So state parks are full. But yeah.
Okay, so that was pick number 8, right?
Yep.
June. That's not a bad pick.
No, not a bad pick.
All right.
All right, so pick number 9, which is my number 5.
Correct.
Here. See, yeah. Now we're getting more difficult, right? Just like.
We're gonna see how much of a man you are now.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. This is comparing to what I'm looking at now. We're talking about backpacking, camping, hiking.
Yes.
All of it.
Correct.
Would I rather?
Isn't that like a teenage girl game? Would you rather?
You would know.
I have 3 daughters. I'm not creepy. Well, I am creepy, but I have 3 daughters.
Exactly. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go out on a little bit of a.
No, you?
Yeah, just a little bit of a. Just thinking of this, and this.
Is this gonna surprise me?
Probably not. And the reason why I'm going to pick this month is because recent events have actually changed my outlook on it. It's the coldest month of the year.
Yeah, this surprises me.
Yeah. But
it would have surprised me a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I would have said.
Exactly. But knowing we just came off of a trip in this month and having the gear and knowing what I know, it was actually a lot of fun. Pulling your pulk sleds, I'm already giving this away.
Yeah. I already.
Yes, it was cold. It was damn near 30 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. That's before wind chill. That's straight temp. And I was snug as a bug in a rug with a rub and tug. But
What were you tugging?
But I would never have thought that before this trip. I have gone on winter trips.
Agreed.
That was the coldest I've ever been, and I was fine with. And my sleep system had no additional heat. It was just insulation. Saving what I generated from my body, so I didn't have any hot tents, nothing like that.
We're talking about February.
Talking about February. And I would not have picked this a month ago.
Yeah, so we went negative 27 in the Boundary Waters, negative 47. Put a link to my video right up here. And give it a second. And there's a link to Rob's video. So this was actually a good pick, but like we've talked about 2 months ago, I think we've had other chewing the fats where you've actually said that -10 is about your limit, and you didn't really want to go camping any colder than that.
It's true.
But
I wasn't ever really worried about sleeping. It was just hanging out. Like, if it's that cold, I don't want to hang out and talk to this asshole all night. It's too cold. But now it's fine. Completely fine.
because I'm better.
Right.
No, but here's one thing that you didn't mention in February. I think they're in February. The frozen butt hangs.
Are they in February? I think you're right, yeah.
So both Wisconsin and Minnesota have frozen butt hangs, and you went to the Minnesota one. I went to the Wisconsin one.
Minnesota one got down to 16 degrees. A warm, balmy, scorching 16 degrees.
Yeah, it was about the same in Wisconsin.
Really? Yeah.
But there's some stupid rivalry between these two of, which one was colder, blah, 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 whatever.
I think the Wisconsin one is actually probably better. So, Sam, if you're watching this, and it's not a dig on you, but
just from looking at the pictures, that's what I thought. But
it was very low key. It was very. There's only like 10, 12 of us. It was very chill.
It depends on how you define better. But
Exactly.
The company at the Wisconsin one was great, and I'm probably going to go next year.
I saw your video. You guys looked kind of lame. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just
Did you see all the liquor bottles on the picnic table?
Yeah, no, it looked good. I saw Tom Franta and his grill. Dude, that was legit, man.
Yeah. So here's a question, since we're talking about February. Maybe this is a topic for, I was thinking another chewing the fat. But all these people are talking about hot tents.
Hot tents are becoming huge right now. It seems like there's always a progression, right? Like everyone starts out with like a certain backpack or a tent, then they graduate, and all of a sudden now the hot tents are the thing to do, the thing to get, the thing to experience, the thing to make videos about now.
But here's what I would like the debate on the future chewing the fat to be, and maybe we bring in Nick the Woods and it's Good in the Woods. They're both winter camper guys. Hot tent or canvas tent with a stainless steel stove? I think I'm leaning towards the canvas with a stainless steel and not a hot tent. Because
that's kind of the same thing.
No, they aren't. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. A hot tent is a what are our pots made of? Titanium. A hot tent is a small titanium stove in a light tent.
Incorrect.
Well, a lot of people in the backpacking world would say that's what a hot tent is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a hot tent is a hot tent is a hot tent.
Okay.
Whether or not your stove is made out of titanium, die cast, or it's all.
So, ultra lightweight hot tent or canvas tent. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And
there are pros and cons to each, and I know them.
And I am actually, I've just been thinking about this last few days. I think I'm geared more towards the canvas and stainless steel.
Mm-hmm. Like a snow trekker or
Because a hot tent, the stainless steel stove is only going to stay warm for like an hour or two at a time. Because stainless steel doesn't retain any heat. And they're smaller, or not stainless steel, I'm sorry, the titanium doesn't.
I was going to say, you're 100% backwards.
Yeah, the titanium is smaller wood chunks. It's not, it isn't sealed, so it has more, it folds up. And the stainless steel, it obviously weighs 20 pounds more. Mm-hmm. Stainless steel, so it retains heat. It's all, it doesn't fold up, so it just...
That's funny.
I can stay hot.
They actually have both. They have steel stoves that come together. They have titanium stoves that are big.
But I'm saying in general, most of these canvas tents
that you see... He has no idea what he's talking about.
Yes, I do. I watch YouTube. I know stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was on the internet. It has to be true.
That's fair. Okay.
But anyway...
Because you can put a titanium stove in a canvas tent.
I know. But why? If you're carrying this heavy canvas tent, I need to save...
Bring more beer.
If you're going to go heavy, go heavy.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm just saying, I want to be in a tent that'll stay warm for 5-6 hours at a time.
Okay, no, that's fair. Hot tents do seem to be kind of the new fad right now. But in a month like February, camping, fantastic for that. I've actually been looking at a bunch of them, but we're getting kind of late in the year to use them. But right now is kind of the time to actually look at them and maybe buy them, to be honest
A
with
used
you.
one from somebody?
Yeah,
maybe?
used one or even new, because right now you're going to have some shorter waiting times and things like that because it's not on people's minds anymore. It's,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something I've been looking at. So,
But anyway, we digress.
yeah,
February,
yeah.
I actually agreed with February, and I would have put it higher than June or April, actually.
Okay.
Even though the voting public will probably not agree with me.
Well, because you're all from Kentucky.
But I'm not like a politician and say anything to get you to vote for me. I'm going to be sincere and tell you how it is.
Really, the fact that you have to tell people that just brings into question
It's
your
kind of like
sincerity.
it's just kind of like people who say, "Can I be honest with you?"
Trust me.
No. Please lie.
Yeah. Actually, if I may be honest.
All right, let me see the list here since you picked the wrong ones in the wrong order here. I have 2 picks in a row here, and the available months are July, August, and March.
For those of you keeping track at home or not keeping track at home.
Oh, so this
This
is where it gets hard.
These are brutal months.
This is where it gets hard. That's what she said.
If you're lucky.
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking up now?
I gotta see.
More homework? More
Okay.
advantages you have over me right now?
Okay, I am gonna go with. I'm gonna go different than what my cheat sheet says here. I am going to go with a hot month. It's hot, bugs, sweaty, busy trails. But if you can't buy water, or even, have you ever seen Jason Wish's videos where he does a lot of
FKTs? That's
no,
all he does?
But like kayaking or canoe trips where you buy water and you can stay cool. By the way, we're going to do a canoeing trip this year.
I'm going to get you out in a canoe?
Yeah.
Yes! I'm going to get him out on a boat, man.
What actor is that? Yeah.
I don't know.
If you know who it is, who that impression is, the blonde guy. He's got like a big, like broken nose.
Do you mean he goes, well? Yeah.
Who's that?
Owen Wilson.
Yeah. But Owen Wilson does that too. He goes, yeah.
Okay, anyway. Irrelevant.
Digress. Okay. So it's hot. Sleeping in a hammock is good this month because sleeping in a hammock, you stay cooler than in a tent. You can have that breeze underneath you. Another great thing about this month is you can go super ultra lightweight.
Yes, you can.
Because you don't have to carry a puffy. You can carry the smallest quilts. You can bring that smallest pack.
The smallest titanium stove.
Yeah, for your hot tent. Yeah.
For your cool tent.
You can bring a small air conditioner. So, remember, we're in Minnesota here. We're not in Kentucky, boys. Yeah, lower weight. Not much clothes needed. This is the 9th pick of the draft. So,
It's actually the 10th pick of the draft.
correct. What's my pick?
That was very vague.
There is a holiday in the beginning of the month that allow you to go out longer.
Okay, that's fair. So I'm going to say it is probably July, which before August. July is a prime time month.
And the corn is knee high by the 4th of July.
Of course, knee high by the 4th of July. Yeah, this is your basic dads in their jean shorts, black socks and sandals, cooking stuff on the grill with their, white, what are they, Voits or champion shoes on. You know what I'm talking about?
Do you have a problem with cargo shorts? I don't think this channel does, but the younger kids would.
You have cargo shorts, don't you?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know how much stuff you can keep in those? Especially if you're backpacking.
July.
Wait a minute. What did you call it?
July.
Okay.
July. So July is, that probably would have been my pick as well. It is hot. It is sticky. But it's a very active month. You're in the prime time of summer. All the kids are out of school. Trails. I don't know if the trails would be crowded or not. There are a lot of bugs. This time of the month.
I have went up on the Superior Hiking Trail. Maybe that was August. End of July, August last year. It was hotter than shit.
Yeah.
But it was still good. And you just have to, you have to hydrate.
That helps.
Our friend Milos, every creek he crosses, he sits in it.
Yep.
So it's all right.
It's all right.
All right.
So that's a good pick.
So I have another pick here, and I'm having second guesses
You
on
are.
what I had planned to pick here and what I'm going to pick. I'm gonna.
Well, it makes the.
I'm gonna.
You're actually
football
making-
reference here. I'm gonna do an audible.
Oh my god. So you're actually making 2 picks. You're picking yours and my final one for me.
No, well, yeah, but I'm picking which one you have to. So an audible in football, Rob, is when the quarterback
I know what an
decides to
audible
run
is.
a different play.
I know what an audible
Okay.
is. I just don't know anything about fantasy.
It's
I know football.
Okay.
I am
You do.
American.
Can I test you on football?
Sure.
Nah, let's not do that because they don't watch football either. All right, my last pick, which I am changing up.
Oh, you're changing. Well, look at you go.
And the reason why I'm changing this is, maybe not. I was just seeing the argument to my.
You're arguing with yourself?
I'm arguing with myself. I make some good points. Yes, I do too. Okay, I'm changing it up the way I was supposed to go. I am
We have no
going.
idea what you're talking about, but good job.
Yeah, which we can never do that on a debate. Say, ooh, I could be wrong here, but so I am picking another very warm month. But the reason why I'm picking it is at the end of this month, it could be good hiking. At the beginning, it's going to be hot. At the back end of the month, it could be good. There could be bugs. Be ready to sweat. It's hard. It can be humid. The month of July could be humid too, but
What do you mean could be? It is.
and there could be some chafing involved. So lower pack weight again, but again, northern Minnesota. End of this month, it could be cooler. God, can I change my vote?
You can do whatever you want. You haven't picked yet. You haven't picked yet.
I know, but if I say a different month that doesn't match this, okay, I'm gonna own up, even though I may have just screwed up. What month?
I don't know.
Well-
You just described a completely different month.
No, the month that I described. What month was I picking? Realizing that March and August are the only months left.
Wow. Well, you said hot. I'm going to go with August.
It was August.
Okay. August, it has its advantage. You're coming into the later parts of summer. It's still hot. All right. It's humid for sure.
North Shore off of Lake Superior, it could be cooler.
It could be
Could
cooler.
be.
Grand Marais is still going to be nice. no
I
matter
mean,
what.
this is the 11th pick of the draft, so you're not going to get diamonds here.
Right. Exactly.
But I was debating with, obviously March is the last one, right?
Right.
I was debating with March because the beginning of March might be okay. The end of March, much like April, which he picked with his
Yeah.
fifth pick,
Yep.
or the fifth pick, is terrible.
To each their own.
So, what do you think about August?
Compared to March.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
I'd say they're 60-40, as Milos would say.
Yeah, 60-40. March right now, I mean, it's starting to get sloppy out there. There's still snow. There's still a potential for snow to hit us. We can still get a pretty good snowstorm.
You realize this is March now, right?
Yeah, we're in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, April.
April.
Sorry.
Um,
Okay. Truth be told, we're taping this in March, but we're pretending like it's
it's
April.
April. March can still get a lot of snow. We can still get some cold temperatures, but usually your highs are right around your 40s. Lows are right around your 30s, give or take.
March is the third snowiest month.
So that would make sense. But then August, hot, sweaty, buggy, screaming kids.
Screaming kids, where are you going camping?
I don't know. I just assume that's just what they do. Regardless if I'm around
Only if
them or
I'm
not.
killing them.
Yeah, and the kids, they're still out. They're still out of school, right?
Yeah, but Spear Hiking Trail, you don't usually see
Yeah,
kids.
that's gonna be a
and
state
then
park.
if you do see kids, they're usually good
They're
because they're
well-behaved.
tough enough to
Yeah,
walk
exactly.
10 miles.
So between March and I don't know, I would almost
What?
I would almost pick March over it myself. Even though that would have
It's tough.
I get it. It is tough. I don't like when it's hot.
And because of your previous activities in the summer, you didn't go in August much. You couldn't because you're too busy.
Yeah,
right?
well, in the summer months, I run my own business, so I'm busy and I'm outside constantly, and
So you haven't got a lot of experience hiking in that month.
no, I don't. But all I can think is if it's going to be hot. Like I don't like being out in the sun. Like
Yeah.
I don't need a tan. I'm good. All right, but
It's a lazier. You have to plan like a lazier backpacking trip.
even though you could still get some decently long days,
Yeah.
you know,
That is a negative thing.
yeah, exactly,
Is you're cutting back miles because it's hot out,
right,
but then it's dark until 8-9 o'clock at night.
right, exactly.
But again, the
You mean
beginning
light
of
out.
August is a lot different than the end of August.
Yeah, exactly. And then March, April, those are big transition months. So obviously my last one by default is March, which is, it could be good, it could be bad. Just like April, could be good, could be bad. You just take your gamble. Either way, pack up and head out and
Yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, negative that I'm thinking of March, which it is actually right now, is I hadn't thought about all that snow, but in March, the snow doesn't last that long. It's like a wet,
Yeah,
thick
it's a wet,
snow,
heavy snow, yeah.
which
exactly.
isn't good. You know, you got to wear boots in March, right? Where it's kind of that transition where you're not wearing your insulated boots, but you need something waterproof.
Right.
So oftentimes you get wet feet.
Yeah.
It's
So
cold
bringing like
out.
Crocs for camp shoes doesn't do much because you figure you get soaked at camp.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good month to actually melt your boots accidentally on the campfire.
yeah, it is. Exactly. Those are good picks. You had some solid picks in there. So just to recap, Team Almost.
Can we go back to March?
Yes.
I'm a little biased against March because March is the month that I slipped on the trail and broke my wrist and now
you got a little
have
PTSD, do you?
yeah, and have screws and a rod in my wrist.
Ah.
So
Okay, so
I'm hypersensitive to icy trails with snow on top, so you can't see the ice.
I see. Fair.
Anyway, what were you gonna say?
All right, so just to recap, for those of you, like I said, who aren't keeping track at home, Almost pick from 1 to 6.
My picks were September, November, May, January, July, and August. Winter, winter, chicken dinner.
And Team Krusty,
Or should I say winter, winter, beef stroganoff dinner.
and Team Krusty with the actual winning picks. October, of course, the best month there is. December, April,
Reach!
June, February, March. Those are some really good months. I think with this list, there are bad and good, probably to all of them except October, right? October's probably the best month.
Yeah, that was obvious.
Yeah.
We were both going to pick that.
But you can find reasons to not go, but you can find reasons to go as well. So I try to find reasons to go.
So would you agree with the second and third pick being September and November?
I would.
And
For
then December, probably. Where we diverge is number 5 with April.
Yeah, April. I may have switched April up with.
May or January.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Okay. And then June, February.
Some decent months in there.
Yeah, I would agree with that order.
Yep. February is a little bit of an outlier because it's brutal, but get your hot tent. You're fine.
Or, like we did. And I know you guys have said in our last Chewing the Fat that maybe that warming tent wasn't necessary, but you guys said that and I was like, what? Yeah, well, we didn't need it on that trip.
Right.
But if we did that again, I would want you to bring that.
Yeah, it was nice to know that I was there just in case. Because if we had to, all 4 of us could have huddled in there and put a heater, and it would have been fine.
Spoon.
But yeah, exactly. But those are decent picks. And this is, like we said, this is kind of Minnesota specific. Now, where you are, these might change. So just out of curiosity, Where are you hiking most often? What are your 1 through 12 picks? Let us know down in the comments. I'd be curious to see what it's like. Your picks in Arizona, Florida, maybe if you're in another country.
I would even say like Illinois or like Ohio and those sort of people. It's way different too.
Oh yeah, because the deep winter trip in Ohio, getting down to a balmy
No,
25.
give them a little bit of respect. I learned on the Ozark Highland Trail, 35 degrees and freezing rain
That's different.
Is way worse than 27 below.
Yeah, and dry. Yeah, I know.
So anyway.
Anyways.
See, I'm sticking up for you. Vote for me. So maybe down in the comments, I think there's a way that I can put a poll, right?
Probably.
So we'll make a poll.
Make a poll.
Winner. All right. So thanks for coming over, Krusty.
Yep.
Thanks for putting up with my fantasy backpacking draft.
Interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing other people's versions of this too. Jeremiah, John, let's see you put together your backpacking draft. Kevin, Andy, put together your backpacking draft. Let's see what you got out there.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in. Check out Rob's channel. I'll put the link down below. Rob Pelton.
Like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yeah. And do that on this video too. Thanks for coming over, buddy. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Man, you suck at this.
A lot.
I left my handkerchief in my sweatshirt.
Blow it in your shirt. With your snot bat in the cave.
Ooh, almond joy.